Sentence of the court. Mr. Murdaugh, any final comments?
We've got another sentencing for Alex Murdaugh. So he's already been sentenced for the murder trial, but now we got the state financial crimes, and they did come to a plea deal a couple weeks back for 27 years out of the 700 plus years that he was facing as a maximum sentence. We just have to see if Judge Newman is going to agree to it. So Judge Newman can't be like, oh, you know what? Instead of 27 years, let's do 24 years. The defense has agreed to this, the state has agreed to this, but it is up to the discretion of Judge Newman whether or not he's going to accept Alex Murdaugh doing 27 years for the state financial crimes.
But even as we heard that entire soliloquy, even now, his only concern, the main thing he was concerned about, was how he felt others perceived him, his perception
True.
in the mind of others.
True.
The reality is that not one single person who thought they knew this man, and there were so many who thought they did, not one single person knew who he really was. And Your Honor, it's time for, at least in these proceedings, respectfully, for the system to be done with him.
Yep.
I would ask you to accept the 27 years. Thank you.
I think Maggie was starting to catch on to him.
We've now spent 2 days listening to the recitation by the state and the defense, and I will accept the negotiated sentence and accept the guilty plea. I have 34 days left before active retirement, and after imposing this sentence, your life will continue. I will turn the page and leave you behind. You're an enigmatic person. I don't know that you understand yourself. What comes to mind is a young man that I sentenced to death penalty for killing a police officer and setting his body on fire, and though personally I was opposed to capital punishment, he was sentenced to death. And in writing up that sentence report, I concluded that he was heartless. He was just empty. And when I see you and I listen to you and I reflect on all that I've seen since being appointed, assigned to these cases, you come closest to that young man. Being empty, I don't see anything.
Yep.
I tried to reach you at sentencing in the other case. I've listened to you here today, and I don't see anything there. None of us are perfect. Many of us do things that we shouldn't do. It's just unimaginable to me that you have done some of the things that you've done.
Judge Newman?
Whether it's you or someone you become upon using drugs or through the process of just committing the crimes over and over the period of years. But being a person of power and influence, and the question is raised of what type of character do you have? A person who would prey upon folks who are vulnerable and who are of a lower perceived estate than you, how you would prey upon those people.
Yep.
People who you say you love, and you capitalize on a disparity of what you have versus what they had and what they need and what they desired. You know, in my years, I know of no greater joy as a lawyer that I've had during my 47 years as a lawyer than the joy of having a satisfied client, of delivering good results for a client and experiencing that joy with them.
If he was caught sooner with financial crimes, maybe his family would still be alive. I don't think so. Because I think he was willing to murder his family so he can get pity from people for all the financial stuff that he did. Because at the end of the day, he only cares about himself.
20-year sentence.
Hi, Oni.
And a consecutive 7-year sentence for a total sentence of 27 years. Most of the offenses pled to are serious offenses under the law, subjects you to the 3 strikes law.
So he's got a 27-year sentence, 85% parole eligible, max out.
Yes.
Right.
And it's reflected on the sentencing sheet.
Yes, sir.
Any comment about that, Mr. Waters or Mr.?
That is correct, Your Honor. There's 20 years at 85% and then a 7 at 85%. And again, those are no parole offenses, meaning got to do 85%.
Right.
Or more, depending on how he behaves.
And that's the sentence of the court. Mr. Murdaugh, any final comments?
No, sir, I will just reiterate what I did say
What?
to all of you.
What bullshit
Honor.
now?
All right. Good luck to
Thank you,
you.
Your Honor, and enjoy being with you.
Yes, sir, very well. Enjoyed being with you as well.
Do I think
You're
he's
not on
anxious
the
or
road.
angry? I think he's happy.
Thank you, Judge.
And I think he's going to try to
Thank
get
you
away
all
with the
for
murder
job well
shit.
done.
Because remember, we're still waiting to see what happens with the murder trial stuff with Becky Hill and all that accusations. But yeah, I did hear that Becky Hill's phone was taken. Why would they take her phone? Because apparently her son was accused of illegally recording some stuff. And I don't know what, I guess, like, do they think maybe Becky Hill might be involved? Like, why would they take her phone too?